Today, I'm going to show you the biggest pitfalls that YouTube channels like you are going to come across. Plus, I'm going to show you how to avoid them, how to confront them, and how to use them for your advantage. We're live on YouTube today. It's Owen Video.
Owen Video!
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the channel. I'm Owen Video. And as you build your YouTube channel, you are going to come across challenges. And so it takes a certain amount of mental toughness and some fortitude. You got to have some vision if you're going to move forward in your YouTube channel. And believe me, I know. I started my YouTube channel immediately after I got completely dusted on Judge Judy.
I don't give a rat's behind what you feel.
Yeah, it's true. She destroyed me. In fact, when I went on Judge Judy, I had just broken up with my girlfriend, and she had, filed some lawsuit papers and wanted to sue me. And so we got somebody, from Judge Judy called us and was like, hey, do you want to come and air all your dirty laundry on the show? And I'm like heartbroken at the time. I'm like, no. But it was an interesting adventure because I go down to this Hollywood studio, and it's just this ugly brown studio in the ghetto of Los Angeles. And you walk in, it's completely empty and dark, but in the middle of this big room, like a stadium, big, huge room, concrete room, there's this brown box, and all the lights are sort of on this box, so it's very clear you walk towards this box. And as I go into this box, and I walk inside, and boom, I'm in the Judge Judy courtroom. It was incredible. Like that they could fit this whole world with staffed with people. There was extras in there. And we went and we did the show, and I thought, if you can turn this box into a studio and make, billions of dollars with the TV show, then I can go on YouTube. And so I started my adventure on YouTube then. I remember going to Home Depot and buying my first green screen, only it wasn't a green screen at the time. There was no Amazon that you could just order crap from. You know what I mean? So I went and I bought wood from Home Depot, paneling, and spray painted it green in a house that I rented in Orange County, California. There were no experts to go to. There was no, YouTube channels teaching you what cameras to buy. There was 2 places in the world you could buy cameras. But because of that, we hit a lot of pitfalls. We hit a lot of, bottlenecks where we couldn't move forward in building our channel. There were no experts. There was a lack of education. There was a lack of transparency from YouTube. You had hackers and PORN all over YouTube. I mean, you heard me correctly. These, pictures of, busty women on thumbnails, and it would advertise a long distance plan. This is what YouTube looked like at this time. In fact, it wasn't until I met Daryl Eves that everything started to change for me, because when I met Daryl Eves, I developed a mentor, and I had somebody that could show me the way. And when he began to show me the way, I got the biggest compliment and the biggest criticism of my life. He said, Owen, I love what you're doing. I hate the way you're doing it. And part of me shattered. I was like, he got me. He totally got me. But it was at that moment that I met someone who I knew could help me. And I really felt like my time had come.
I don't give a rat's behind what you feel.
She haunts me, ladies and gentlemen. She haunts me. But Daryl Eves became my Yoda, and I learned a ton from Daryl Eves and following him. Sometimes I succeeded and sometimes I failed. But over the years, I've managed to grow a successful channel with a thriving business built around the channel that has made a comfortable life for me and my family and provided some security during times like these where things are a little bit unsteady. But video and YouTube has also opened up the door to my purpose in life, more of a mission, and it goes way beyond building up a YouTube channel. And I hope the same for you. I want to see you get unstuck. I want to see you believe in yourself. I want you to know that you can make it on YouTube. And so I want to give you as many tricks, hacks, cheats, and shortcuts as I can to help you reach your YouTube goals faster, just like Daryl did for me. So today I'm going to reveal to you, literally pulling back the curtain to give you a sneak peek into the future, and I'm going to show you some of the pitfalls that you are bound to come across as a YouTube channel, and I'm going to show you how to confront them. I'm going to show you how to avoid them in some cases, and especially how to use them for your advantage. Now, I asked my clients inside my Facebook group to send me their biggest questions, so we've prepped a few of them ahead of time, and you're going to see them pop up on screen. But for those of you watching live or in the replay, please ask your questions in the chat area, and we'll pop them up on screen and come back and answer them as we go. So, want to say good morning to Lily Tree watching us in the YouTube channel. Also, Stan the Human TM, who says, howdy, y'all. Honored to be here. Owen, what do you got for us today? Stick around, Stan. I've got some big strategy questions and strategy answers that we're going to be giving to you today. Nick Wichman, the man, is logging in. Nick, it's great to see you on the channel. It's been a while. Nick and I hung out in Belfast at the Power Video Conference, where he was the Video Creator of the Year. Susie Valentin, Realtor, is good here. Is it teen or tin? Susie, is it Valentine or Valentin? I'd love to know. And Mr. Church Marketer is watching. Rock Davis saying, hey, Owen, I'm looking forward to this. Air 5 to you, my friends. And by the way, this is an Air 5. Okay? Started way back in the day. Me and my buddy were in a Bible study together, and we would make these jokes across the room. You know what I mean? And we'd be like, yes, Air 5, you know? To each other kind of quietly. So we do that today as a way of staying close with you, our audience. And we've got some fun things to show you. I've got Melissa producing the show, and she's going to pop the questions up on the screen. So, Melissa, do we want to go to the first question here today? Okay, so the first question is, what type of content should you be making for your YouTube channel? This is probably the biggest question that I get all over the place is, what type of content should I be making? And here's the biggest answer is you should be making the type of content that your audience wants to see. Your content strategy should be an intensely intimate relationship with your audience. The trouble is we get caught up in making the videos we want to make, don't we? Right? Don't you get into this place where you're like, oh, I got this idea. I really want to make this video. And you make that video and it flops. And then you're like, oh, this dream video totally flopped. Well, the reason that happens is because it was a passion project for you, but your audience wasn't quite with you. They didn't want to go with you on that journey, and you need to find out why. So the biggest problem that I see with content creators on YouTube is you're making content for you, and you're not really making content for your audience, okay? So how do you find out what type of content your audience wants to see? Well, it first starts in defining your audience. And for those of you that have been uploading on YouTube for a while, this can be a real struggle for you because maybe you thought your channel was about crafting. Or maybe you thought your channel was about filmmaking, right? But really, your audience is tuning in to be inspired to move forward in their careers. Or your audience is homeschool moms, and they're learning how to do crafts from your channel, okay? See, there's an affinity reason that people log into your channel. And typically, it's not because you have a video called How to Do XYZ with ABC. That's very tactical. To the contrary, if you're a vlogger and you're making videos, my guess is that you have a way of operating your camera that inspires people to do better work. And so if that was the case, you would want to make videos that show off your ability to use a camera and then create a message that moves your audience into inspired action. Okay? It's a lot more complicated than making cool videos of me skating around downtown. But it gives you purpose. Now, let's get a little bit more tactical here. If you are a real estate agent and you're trying to make YouTube videos to get leads and sales for your business, then you're going to have to really develop audience that goes beyond just the local homeowners in your area, okay? If you make videos as a real estate agent only for the potential home buyers in your area, you're going to lose that game. Why? Because there are never enough home buyers or home sellers in an area at one time to give your channel mass appeal. Instead, what you have to do is become the expert to home sellers everywhere, and you just so happen to be able to serve clients in your neighborhood. How do you do that? You have to be a specialist. You have to be an expert. Being an ambulance chasing real estate agent is not going to get you there. And here's what I mean by that. And are you guys tracking with me? I'm giving you examples here. I'm trying to give you examples of what it takes, different industries and things like this. So when it comes to the real estate example, it's not enough to say, I sell your home. You have to be the I sell your home faster guy, or you have to be the I sell your home stress-free girl, right? You have to be the expert in selling gated community homes. You have to be the expert in selling condos, or whatever the case might be, okay? So establish your expertise. I'm working with a real estate agent right now, and as I was digging in to his content strategy with him, the question I asked him is, who's your ideal customer, right? And he told me first responders. And this was brilliant for me because he's over here trying to make videos about financing rates and financing options, when in reality, his whole thing should be geared towards first responders and how first responders can get into their second, their third, or their investment homes. So we're building now a strategy that's not even about loans and all the sort of the stuff you think your customers need to know. It's about first responders living that retired lifestyle or pre-retired lifestyle, and how they can better navigate the land of real estate investment with my particular client, okay? So answering the question, what type of content should I be making? You've got to really take a look at your affinity audience. That's your largest possible audience, and it's not your customer base. Okay, your customer base is never big enough at one time to establish momentum on your channel. You have to go to the wider audience that your customers are found within and make videos for that person. Okay, for that person is step number one. That's the first bubble. But the second bubble is then framing that in terms of your expertise. Okay, so there's a big word, right? Framing. It's perspective. You're talking to this audience from the real estate perspective. And finding that frame is going to take time. Here's a great tactical tip in doing that. If you're going to be the gated community real estate person, then I want you to write down all the categories that go under that area of expertise. Okay, if you're going to be the cosmetic dental expert, then I want you to write down all the different things that entails. It's going to be things like products, right? It's going to be things like services, cosmetic services your dentistry provides and why people need them. But it's also going to be things that are related to what the customer wants, which is more confidence, a better smile, fresh breath, and all these different things. You need to write down all of those things. And then find those categories you're most excited about and start to build out a series based on that one thing. And that will become your content strategy. Am I right or am I wrong or am I right? Let me know in the comment section right now. Zebra Zone, nice to see you here. Gospel is here. Good friend Gospel logging in. Stan the Human is saying, love the Air 5, and it loves you too, my friend. Don't let it catch you sleeping, though, because it might hit you right in the forehead. Susie Valentin is saying, yes, I'm assuming in agreement. In agreement with me. I hope so. I really hope so. Doing It with Jason is saying, how to do craft moms channels would probably do really well. Very good point. Doing It with Jason. Good to see you out here. Podcast Launch Lab, Sebastian Rusk is out there saying hello. It's good to have you guys here. And if you have questions on developing your YouTube strategy, ask me in the comment section. This is really a free consulting, and we're here to help you. But we do need a few minutes. You got to ask your question, then Melissa loads it up into the computer. So it does take a minute or two to get answered, but we invite you guys to ask. Okay, let's go ahead and roll with the next question here. Okay, good one. What is the fastest way to get more views on my YouTube videos? All right, great question. And obviously views are really important on YouTube because views lead to watch time. Okay, and watch time is what fuels your channel. You get more watch time on your channel, then your channel will grow. All right, so how do you get more views? Well, you have to improve on the areas that lead to increased viewership. Okay, and there's two big things: your thumbnails and your titles. All right. Obviously, your titles are an extension of your content strategy, right? Every title you produce should be a part of a bigger content strategy. And then you've got to have a visual representation of that video on YouTube. And this is where I think a lot of creators struggle, is you put all of this energy into your video, into the video presentation. And that is of importance. That is like the second most important thing. But the first most important thing is getting someone to click on the damn video. You know, and that's really, really important to understand, that every single view on YouTube that happens because the viewer clicked a thumbnail. Boom. Can I get a, there we go. Almost had it. We had the bell. Can I get a bell ding? That's absolutely true. You have to make great thumbnails that your audience will click on and attract. And so until they click on that video, it doesn't matter how good the video is. And so what we teach is that you have to put upfront energy into the thumbnail, where you pick the title that you're going to produce, and then you think, how am I going to visually represent this title on the YouTube newsfeed? It has to stand out, right? It has to be clickable. And what's the process for that? Now, we have a whole tactical training come up. We did an interview with Jeremy Vest over on his YouTube channel, and it's, with Jeremy Vest over on the Jeremy Vest channel, and it's going to be on this YouTube channel, going deep on the 5 big things you need to do in your thumbnail. So be sure to subscribe to this channel so you don't miss that interview. But thumbnails matter, and it should be the first thing you think about in getting more views. And here's why: because your thumbnail directly impacts what's called your click-through rate, okay? So every time that your thumbnail appears on a computer screen somewhere, it's on someone's mobile device, it's on someone's desktop, someone's watching a video and your thumbnail appears in the recommended video section, okay, that's an impression, all right? For every time somebody clicks through on your impression, that's called a click-through rate, okay? And if you can improve your click-through rate, you can immediately improve the amount of views that you're getting on your channel, and views lead to watch time. So take a look at this example from one of our clients. This is Kathy David, and you should go check out Kathy David's channel. When she came to us, she was already producing videos, and this is a look, the before picture is a look at the thumbnail that she was using before we came on board and started helping her out. Notice she has a 4% click-through rate, a 4% click-through rate, which means that if this video appeared 100 times, 4 people clicked through it, okay? So we came on board and we taught her the 5 things that every thumbnail should include, and she did a great job. Now, the thumbnail you're looking at in the after section that says close every sale, I wouldn't even call this a perfect thumbnail, but it's really, really good. You know, we have a close-up on Kathy. We have big text that's clear and easy to read. We have a background that is contextual. And then even in the lower left-hand corner, you may not see that, but that is a playlist indicator, that little green arrow, which is a tactic that we use. So all the videos in the sales playlist all have the green triangle down there. So a lot of really, really great things. But what's really important is that thumbnail got her a 12% click-through rate, which means for every 100 people that saw it, 12 people actually clicked on it versus 4. Okay, that's a big number. So on, is it 3,000 on I think it's 5,000 impressions. On 5,000 impressions, let's say the video got 5,000 impressions, the video on the left would have gotten somewhere around 200 views. But on the same 5,000 impressions, the thumbnail on the right would have got 600 views, which is a 3x increase in your views from one thumbnail. Now imagine if all of your thumbnails, instead of getting 200 views, all of those videos were getting 600. That's exponential growth, okay? So the biggest area that you can improve right now is to make better thumbnails, right? How do you make better thumbnails? I mean, there's a creative process to that, right? You've got to sort of match the best practices on YouTube with delivering a message that makes people want to click. Okay, so here's some key points. Expand in on your face. I want to see big, your eyeballs, your face should be a big part of the thumbnail. And I want you to rely less on text. Now, I know that you saw text in those thumbnails, and you should use text, but I want you to rely less on text. I want you to think, how can I communicate the message of this video without text, and then you add the text to fill in the gaps. Here's another great thumbnail hint: never restate the title in your thumbnail. And YouTube in general, you should never repeat yourself, right? You should never repeat yourself. As I repeated myself, I don't feel like that was the right thing for me to do.
I don't give a rat's behind what you feel.
Okay. Thank you, Judge. I appreciate it. She's always there to keep me in line, folks. So I would immediately improve on your thumbnails. The next thing is to improve on your titles. And I'll tell you this, on your titles are boring. Tell me this. I want to know from you guys. Video Seuss, Jay Leibs, Mr. Church Marketer, Susie is out there, and even Thriving Sexy Marriage is out there. It's good to see you out there, babe. Tell me, what was the title of your last video? Okay, what was the title of your last video? Because here's the thing. So many of you are titling your videos so poorly, and I can't even stand it. I really, really can't even stand it. It's just how to do blah, 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 right? And I see it in the newsfeed, and I'm bored. That is an SEO strategy, okay? And there's value in an SEO strategy, but no when you're going for SEO. SEO is a long, painful game, and that is not what we teach in our intensive, by the way. We teach a completely different method, and Thriving Sexy Marriage knows about it, and Podcast Launch Labs knows about it. And Podcast Launch Labs, by the way, who is in the chat right now, has doubled his views in one video from following the strategy. And so SEO is there, but it's not the big thing. John Miracano is saying titles are huge. Absolutely right. And what I would do is I would try to write your titles for a human being. I would try to write your titles to get someone who's real and fleshly and has emotions and feeling to click on your video and to feel your pain, right? Notice that this video is called Answered: YouTube Strategy Pitfalls and How to Avoid Them, right? And so the first thing you want to do when it comes to getting more views on your videos is to impact the metrics that directly impact views, right? It's going to be thumbnails and titles. Work on your video from there, because watch time, I know some of you guys are geeks and you're like, hey, watch time gets your video put in more news feeds, and I get that. You're right, but you got to first get click-through. Click-through leads to watch time. Watch time leads to more impressions. Impressions lead to click-through. Okay. All right, so let's see. Do we have any questions in the audience? Susie Valentin is saying, my issue is I need to create more videos weekly. Okay, well, here's my question, Susie, is why? Why do you need to create more videos? I'd like to hear from you in the comment section below. All right, so here's the thing about creating more videos. Creating more videos is the obvious answer to getting more watch time. But here's the thing. If you're producing a video a week and they're getting like 60 views, let's make it easy, 100 views. Let's say each video gets 100 views, 100 views, 100 views, 100 views. Now you double it, right? You double it now to 2 videos a week that are getting 200 views, right? So it's like 200 views, 200 views, 200 views. You've doubled your watch time, your views, on YouTube. But what if... Well, you've doubled your views on watch time, but you're tired, you're exhausted, right? You're just trying to keep up. You're constantly thinking about the video I have to make next. And in all of that, Susie, you've got clients and customers and closings and open houses and all sorts of stuff you got to get to. So my question is, would it be more beneficial to make 2 videos a month that are really exceptional? Would it be worth it to you? Because I think if you were to have a content strategy and let yourself off the hook from the advice you're getting from gurus, right? Gurus who, by the way, and I don't mean to knock anybody per se. What I mean is you're Googling things and watching people, and they're saying more videos, more videos. Keep in mind, a lot of those people, they're full-time video makers, right? Where they're not full-time real estate agents. They're not full-time restaurant owners. They're not, part-time employed, and then YouTube's a hobby, right? So Brian G. Johnson, how many of you know Brian? Brian said this to me, and I love Brian. He said, he kind of yelled at me, and it was actually one of those conversations that changes your life. I kind of went to him, and I was like, I'm just so mad, and da-da-da-da, and I'm not doing enough, and I need to make more videos. And he goes, why, man? He goes, you're cranking out videos that are getting no views. He's like, but I'll spend a whole month on one video, and in the first day, that video will get more views than you get in a week. Now, he wasn't saying that to be mad, to be mean. He was doing that to shake me out of my thinking process, something that I'm just so, so grateful for. Okay, Let's show them this camera in a second. I'll announce it in 1 second. I want to show you guys the new camera we're using. But my question, Susie, is would it be valuable if you made 2 videos per month, but they were really, really good? Okay? Because that's what's going to matter. All right, so Susie is saying, I think more videos will get more subs. You know, why do you want subs? Right? Why do you want subs? That is a big question. If 1,000 people subscribe to you and then don't watch your next video, what good is a subscriber? You can't really track your subscribers. Your subscribers don't get a message every time your video goes out. I would focus on triggering the algorithm to show your video through browse features and let subscribers follow you as an indication of how well your content is performing, right? But your subscribers should not be your end goal. Your end goal should be views on your video. Views on your video will trigger your AdSense. Views on your video will get you more clients, right? If a client came to you and said, hey, I've watched 7 of your videos. I've never subscribed, but I've watched 7 of your videos. Would you care? Right? Yeah, so if you're talking about to get monetized, right? So again, here's the thing. I'm going to go into this a little bit later, guys, but stop chasing views. Stop chasing subscribers, okay? These are metrics that are in place to trigger new features. Yes, I get that. Okay, you get 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours watch time, then you get to trigger monetization. When you trigger monetization, subs are meaningless. It's all about watch time. It's all about watch time, okay? The reason that you gain subs is to see how your channel does over a lifetime of building a channel, okay? So you build a channel for 5 years, you've got, let's say 100,000 subs, but none of them tune into your videos, right? The people that followed you over the first 5 years are no longer following you 10 years later, right? They're doing other things. They've moved on, and that's okay. That's okay. So your subscribers are like a lifetime growth thing. You have got to be focused on getting people to click on your videos and then getting them to watch, 60% of those videos. Okay? Now, I'm not here, Susie, to knock your strategy. I would rather that you go and just keep going because you'll learn, what works and whatnot. But if you were my client, that's where I would really coach you on creating a great realtor show, a weekly or bi-weekly, meaning or every other weekly, bi-monthly, recurring show that educates and entertains your target audience base and put you in a place where you are the expert to the entire country and you happen to take clients in your service area, right? I want your clients to go see that you have these big videos that have hundreds of thousands of views because they're fun and inspiring and entertaining. And then you also have a playlist on how to process your loan, how to find a home in Cincinnati or wherever your service area is. But those are secondary. That's where I would be coaching you. But I'm glad that you're here. I see you on all the live chats, and I'm glad that you're a part of the community because I think you're going to be one of those people that really breaks through. Okay, let's go to the next question, which is from Mr. Church Marketer. He says, we have started doing our YouTube videos, but after our live show, the what to do after Easter? Okay, do you know what his question is? What mic are you using? I was way off. What mic are you using? I am using the Rode Procaster mic. It's a $300 mic, and it is attached to a $20 microphone arm. And I hate the arm. I really do. I'm grateful for it. Like you'll find that I'm one of these people that's grateful for the garbage that got me where I am today. And that includes my shenanigans from my early 20s, but. I'm grateful for the $20 mic arm. I wish I would have invested in a more appropriate mic arm for a mic of this quality to kind of hold it where it needs to go. I'm sure you guys can hear the difference, but the shock mount is kind of worn out, and it's sagging a little bit like my grandma's triceps. And she does this, and it's super awkward. Speaking of awkward, guys, we have a brand new camera, and I want to show you a little bit about what this camera does. This was a gift from PTZ Optics, so thank you, Paul, for the gift of the camera. Take a look at Melissa at her battle station right here, you can see that she is running the stream, and it's her. This is her favorite angle of her. Melissa loves the back of her head where nobody can see her. See, she says, but take a look at what this camera can do with simply the push of a button. The camera will move into its secondary position, where it's right back on me, baby. So, boom. We are so pumped to have a PTZ Optics camera in the studio, and we want to really thank the folks at PTZ Optics for gifting that to us. Okay, Susie is saying, I learn more than I do. I get it. That's my biggest problem, too, is like Daryl taught me, one piece at a time, and sometimes I did it and sometimes I didn't. She says you'll follow my advice. I hope you do, and I hope you'll join me. Are you in the Video Marketing Learning Center group? We have a group on Facebook called the Video Marketing Learning Center, and we'd love for you guys to join us there if that's if that's your thing. And Stan the Human says John Lee Dumas's absolute genius was owning Wednesdays in the mind of the early podcast market, regularity of rhythm. Yeah, that's a great point, Stan. We call that cadence. And with YouTube, I think one of the big wins for me was developing cadence, okay, developing a rhythm. Think of a waveform when you're editing video. Those big spikes. These big spikes is how you grow your channel. And each time you sit down to do video, you're trying to create a spike in your channel. So case in point, 4 years ago, I was diagnosed with cancer, 12-centimeter tumor in my chest. The doctor had to rip open my rib cage. Okay, it's called a sternectomy. And I've got an 8-inch scar down my chest to prove it. He pulled out as much as he could, but I had to go through a year of chemotherapy and then 30 freaking straight days of radiation therapy. So I had to learn how to build a channel in only 2 weeks a month. And here's why. Because the first week of the month, I was getting chemo, way too sick to do anything. Second week, I was recuperating from chemo. All I did was watch TV shows, watch YouTube channels, drink Gatorade, eat watermelon. Third week of the month, that's when I could start doing calls again. And fourth week of the month, I could go out and actually move around, okay? And I had to, because the first week of the next month, I was back in chemotherapy. So that was my cycle. And what I had to do was really schedule my days around those last 2 weeks of the month. And so it became Tuesdays and Thursdays were my YouTube days, where Tuesdays was planning, Thursdays was shooting. The next day was Tuesday was planning, and then Thursday was editing. And then Tuesday was uploading those two, planning the next one, and then the next Thursday was shooting the new video, right? And that was my rhythm, and I had this really great rhythm. And if you go back and look on my channel, you'll see that I was producing a ton of videos during the time that I was in cancer. Teresa over at Thriving Sexy Marriage, can you put in the link to the Facebook Learning Center group? That would be great. They're asking for it in the comments area, and we'd love to get it to you. Okay, Melissa, what's our next question from the okay, so we talked about this a little bit. So should you post 1 time a week or 2 times per week on YouTube? Here's the first answer to that. You should post for as long as, as often as you can handle in your business, okay? So you should post as many videos as you can handle in your business. The moment that you start to get buried or sort of like sunken in the work, that's when you need to sort of back off, okay? The moment that the work suffers is when you should back off. And here's the problem. See, nobody ever goes out with any kind of strategy on what they're going to produce. Like, why are you producing 2 times a week? And what's your goal on YouTube in the first place, right? If I were you, my goal on YouTube would be to control my click-through rate and know that I can control click-through rate, okay? Because it's a percentage, and it doesn't matter if you're an old, like an established YouTuber or a new YouTuber, right? 10% is 10%, okay? So I would first control my click-through, and that's where my goal would be, making videos that are whatever, that are just getting the ball rolling, but I've got great thumbnails, okay? And then I would start to work on my watch time. And so I would rather that you invest the time in the best video that you can make rather than in 2 garbage videos that you felt you had to push out. Now, if you have a rhythm, a cadence, regularity in your business, then and you can do 2 videos and they're awesome, meaning they're YouTubey, they have B-roll and sound effects and all sorts of stuff, then by all means do that, right? If you can do 3 videos and they can be excellent every time, then do that. So I'm not against the amount that you post. I'm I'm worried that you're going to be posting a ton of garbage videos. Now, let me share with you a strategy that I think has worked really, really well and will continue to work well for you if you implement it, okay, is there are some videos that you need to put your heart and soul into, okay? These are your wide net videos. We call these your pull videos because these are videos designed to pull people into the channel. They're designed to trigger the YouTube algorithm and bring new people to your channel, where they find your other content, okay? So with a pull video, you want to be reaching to bring new people into your channel, and these should be your high quality, high value, you don't press publish until the frickin' video is ready, type of videos. And if you can, do 1 or 2 of those a month. But then I also think that you should be producing these sort of like hygienic videos, these brand building videos, and I would call these push videos, okay? And I call them push videos because you're pushing them out to your audience uninvited. Right? You're sharing with them things they don't know that they need to know. Okay? So these are going to be things that are really specific to your business and to your niche, right? They're going to be these videos that are a little bit more about you and brand building for you. They're going to be about your products, your services. They're going to be about your philosophies, the way you think, okay? And so here's the strategy is you're going to have these big pull videos that bring lots of new people into your channel. And then you're going to have these push videos that really show them what you're all about and create subscriber. They create follower. They create, and I'm using those terms specifically. They create a state of subscriber. I want to be your subscriber. Not just click subscribe, but like I want to be a part of what you're doing. And then a follower, someone that actually follows you, right? It's not just a subscribe on YouTube, but they're following you on Instagram now, A great day on YouTube is when you see your subscribers and then you see some of those same people up on Instagram following you, right? And on Twitter following you. Right? So that's when you're creating follower in the mind of your viewer. I would batch produce those videos and do like 5 at a time. Right? So you've got sort of this schedule where you're putting like all of your energy into this big video that's going to come out at the end of the month. But then you're going to sort of batch produce these 5 other micro videos that are going to come out. Right? And then you're going to release 1 or 2 per week, or maybe you'll do 1, and then 2, and then another 1 or something like that. I'm just saying you stagger the publishing time. Right now my advice to you is publish when you can, but I think that you should be publishing at random days and random times to see if you can get more pop in different varying times. Always be testing. So should you be posting 1 or 2 times per week? I think you should be improving your metrics. And if I don't influence you guys in any way, it's check your metrics. Don't do what I did. I didn't check metrics. I was more concerned about the art, and I was more concerned about like pushing the envelope of what was happening on YouTube. And so some of my best videos, they're on my channel right now. I've got a video called, I think it's called like the live stream gear guide. It's a phenomenal video. It's only like 3 minutes. It's made to be more of an ad video, but it's so good. I have another video on my channel called I Love Bread by Oprah, or what Oprah can teach us about video ads. Really, really good video. But nobody saw it. You know why? Because I was more interested in making a better, cooler video than I was about improving my thumbnails or my titles, right? And so even though it's a great video, 300 people saw it, and now, I mean, we should repurpose it, Melissa. It's that good. I think you need to be a moderator to post links. Okay, I'm posting a link to the Facebook group, and I think this is what it is. It's a bit.ly link, and I think it's video group FB. And here's the thing. You do have to answer a couple questions because we don't just let any rabble in the group. Okay. Lily Tree, it's so great to have you here. John Moronco is saying, what are your thoughts on putting out more shorter clips of the longer videos? I've seen a lot of organizations do this. Yeah, brands do video wrong all the time, if not 100% of the time. And the brands that do it right have hired me, or they've hired Daryl Eves. Maybe Travis Chambers, Trip Crosby. There's definitely some experts in the field. But when you see a brand doing video, their whole goal is to not get sued. That's their number 1 goal, is to not get sued. Their number 2 goal is to satisfy their objectives internally. And then number 3 is whatever the hell else the video does. The brand has a whole different perspective on how video should work, okay? So for those of us that are video creators, you should be in a place of confidence in speaking to brands about doing YouTube for them. Okay, this is how we've built our company, was going out to brands and saying, you're doing YouTube wrong. Look at my channel. I've got 30,000 subs. I got, 20,000 subs. I got 55,000 subs, whatever the case might be. And you actually show them how to do it right. Okay, so here's the deal. Putting out a YouTube channel video, right? A video that's designed to grow your channel, that's part of a body of work, is the best move for a brand. 100%. Okay, now repurposing that is, I think, a phenomenal idea if you do it correctly. First of all, you need to separate the video strategy and maybe not repurpose every video, right? Because otherwise your YouTube channel has no value. Well, why go to their YouTube channel if I just get it on Instagram? Watch 2 minutes on Instagram, maybe a minute, right? So you have to hold your YouTube channel in high esteem and make sure that the videos that you're posting there are not immediately just sort of distributed throughout the web. There's two ways to handle that, I think, in my opinion, is number one is you repurpose a micro version of the video. The second thing is you wait 2 to 3 weeks to release that video. All right, and that's actually the advice that I'm going to give you right now is I would repurpose your YouTube videos, okay? And I would repurpose the YouTube video, not the raw footage. Right, so you make a YouTube video that's 1280 by 720 or widescreen or whatever. I wouldn't suggest to you, John, that you re-edit that video as a square or as a vertical to appease the Instagram platforms. I would instead take the rectangle video and put it in the middle of a square video canvas, okay? Like a meme video, and add some meme text to the top and meme text to the bottom. But that's not all, okay? So I would definitely put it on a different canvas and portray it for the appropriateness of the platform you're uploading it to, right? If it's IGTV, it needs to be vertical. But you can still put the square video in the center of a vertical platform. Patrick Bet-David does this. Dan Locke does this. Like, this is not uncommon. I do this. You can go to my IGTV. In fact, I would love for you guys to add me on Instagram if we're not following each other already, Instagram.com/OwenVideo. And see the way that I repurpose my videos, okay? But I also would recommend that you wait 2 weeks. Let the YouTube video do its thing, okay? Drive everyone to YouTube, and then, 2 weeks later, you have content that's repurposable for Instagram. And I would not, or LinkedIn, right? And I love, I wish I could do more video on LinkedIn. Like, for us, it's a man-hours thing. It's just getting the work done. But then, you upload that video 2 weeks later, so it engages the audience there without distracting from the YouTube growth. And then here's what you say. You give them all the content. And I think that's the takeaway is I wouldn't make a trailer video and say, go watch the rest on YouTube. When was the last time you went and watched the rest on YouTube, right? Or when was the last time we don't want to click off these heat shield. We don't want to click off of these we don't want people to click off of their platforms. We instead want them to engage with the content on the platform. And so what I would do is I would give them a micro version of the video that is full and complete on its own. Maybe it's like you give them the hook and then the 3 core bullet points of your video. But those are highly edited down. Let's say that you go into point 1 on your video and on YouTube it's 3 minutes. Well, in the Instagram LinkedIn version, you only put a minute of that in there, right? So at the end of the video, I would say, for more on this topic, visit our YouTube channel. Or I would say, watch this new every Tuesday on YouTube or something like that to get people over there. Okay? So that would be my strategy there. Okay, next question is coming from Stan the Human, who says, question, contact info for non-publicly posted questions or direct consultation? That's a great question. If you guys want to talk with me and learn more about my YouTube intensive and how we help clients, go to the Video Marketing School and click on the links that are on the page there. You'll see how we help our clients excel with their YouTube channels, but you'll also see the other ancillary products, services, and courses that we offer to help you grow your YouTube channel fast. And we're so happy to see some of our clients on the stream today, clients like Heat Shield, like Podcast Launch Lab, and the rest of you that are out there. That does it for us today. Thank you so much for joining us, and don't forget to tune into the channel next week. We'll be live again next Wednesday with more great tips to help you grow your YouTube authority. I'm Owen Video, and we'll see you next time.